What's up? In this video, we're going to talk about repossessions, talk about what you can and can't do, what the lender can and can't do. And before I start that, I want to say thank you to everyone. If you subscribe to my channel or you came across this video, I love doing this stuff. It keeps me fresh. Whenever I finish making a video, it's like I just ate a big dessert or something. Like I just have a very good feeling because I know that the information that I'm giving you, someone out there needs it. Someone always needs this stuff. I love the comments. I love that people like the videos. It's like validation to me. So if you like the videos that I've been posting, or after you view this video and you like it, please like it. I really appreciate it. I just love doing this stuff. It keeps me fresh. I love doing the research for you. I love studying, going back into my books to see what the laws are and what people can and can't do when it goes with debt, and like what we're going to talk about in this video with repossession. So there's two types of repossessions. One of the biggest questions that I get from people is that they think, and it is not a dumb question, it's just from not having the knowledge, is that they think that if they give a vehicle back to the lender, the creditor, that the vehicle was not considered a repo. It is considered a repo. It's just put into a category called voluntary repossession. That's where you brought the car back. There wasn't any they didn't have to go hire a company to go get the vehicle. So if you give it back or they come and take the vehicle, regardless of which one you do, it is still considered a repossession. Some creditors may do you a favor and say that it was a voluntary repossession on your credit reports and your credit reports, and that can help you because that allows you to explain what happened. Maybe there was a loss of income or medical situation in the family, anything. But if they put a voluntary on there rather than where they go and they just go and hunt you down and get the vehicle, it could help you, and it also could help you on getting that information off of your credit reports. Now, let's just first start at the beginning, where some people wonder, like, how many payments do I have to miss before they'll come and get the vehicle? In most situations, they will come and get it in after 3 missed payments, but because there's a lot of these lenders that are out there giving what's called high risk loans. There's a lot of companies that are out there that are doing vehicle loans where they're in-house financing. And a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine, has dealerships where they had this GPS piece on the vehicle. It'll actually shut down the vehicle if you miss one payment. And some of these people are making weekly payments. So, but by the law, a creditor can repossess a vehicle if you miss one payment. One payment. It's their choice. They can either try to work it out with you, or they can go and get the vehicle, and that is legal for them to be able to do that. Some people might think that it's not, but they can come and get it with one if you miss one payment, and they don't need to get court approval to go and get the vehicle, to repossess the vehicle, because they are the lien holder on that vehicle. Only reason why they would ever go and get the court orders if they're trying to get a judgment, because they're probably going to go out and try to sell it or to get a garnishment on there. Can a repo man take your vehicle if you tell them you don't want them to take it? Legally, no. You have a right to not have your vehicle repossessed if you're like combating in an argument with the repossession person. But in a lot of states, what I've seen happen is that even if you call the police, what they'll do is they'll say, it depends on the police officer that comes. If they know the law, that they will allow them to take the vehicle. It's like they'll be on their team. But Officers that do know the law know that they cannot take your vehicle if you do not want them to seize it. Because it's a civil action that they would have to actually make them go to court, and then if they had a document, then that they could take it. Because even though the vehicle is theirs because of collateral, it is still yours also because you are the one that signed for the loan. Uh, Now, in 13 states, you have what's called a right to cure. What a right to cure is where you can get your vehicle back if you bring the payments back up to date. Now, in the other states, you do not have that right. Even if you pay the payments up, they can still repossess your vehicle. So now let's go through the states. The states that you have a right to cure in that I'm very familiar with is Louisiana and Wisconsin, and on certain Indian reservations. And also, you cannot repossess a car owned by a military, someone that's in the military or their dependents, uh, even if the debt was incurred before they had went into the military. You cannot. That is something that was written into the law later, where they were protecting veterans. Now, let's go into the states that you do have a right to make up the payments and you will get your vehicle back, or they cannot put it into a default status to try to repo it. Colorado, District of Columbia, Iowa, Kansas, Maine, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, South Carolina, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. If you live in those states, you can bring your payments up to date and they cannot repossess the vehicle. Unless the laws have changed in other states, these are the only states that still have this. So in the other states, even if you pay the payments back up, they can still come and repossess the vehicle. So if you find yourself in that situation where you're behind on the payments, they're looking for you, you know that they're looking for you, but you have the money, you need to talk to them and make sure, get it in writing, that they're not going to repossess the vehicle, even if you catch up with the payments. Now, some of you may be wondering, like, why would they do that? A lot of this stuff has to do with the way that they get their funding for loaning out on vehicles. If it's a lot of private lenders, they're going to want to probably get the vehicle back and sell it because they have things that's just written into the contract on what they're doing with their investors' money. If you're dealing with large banks, large financial institutions, they're going to usually let it go for the 3 months. They're going to try to see if you can end up working out something to continue paying on the debt. Another option that some people don't think about is that if you know that you're going to be falling behind on your payments and you have a legitimate reason, a legitimate hardship, is you can call the creditor and ask them to give you what's called a deferment. So they can put the payments on the back and try to give you 3 to 6 months to work things out, and then you'll start paying at that time. If you do that up front, then you won't put your payments into a default status. You're just deferring them, and you'll be ahead of the game, and then it give you some months to work things out. And then when the car payment time comes back around, you'll be able to continue on your payments, and you won't lose your vehicle. One thing that you do need to be aware of if you do that is that they're going to continue charging you the interest. So you could end up owing a lot more. Well, I won't say a lot more, but you're going to owe more on the vehicle than what was initially structured in your finance agreement, because you're going to have payments that don't happen, and you're going to be racking up the interest over those months that you defer on. So it's not going to defer the interest, it's just going to defer the principal payment that you would have had to make. So that's what you do. That's the solution that you can use right now if you find yourself in a situation where you're behind on your payments and they're looking to repossess your vehicle from you. This is this is what you have a right to understand and what they can and cannot do when it comes to repossessing your vehicle. If you like this video, please like it. I need the likes. It's for the YouTube algorithm, so people like you can continue getting help and seeing the videos for information with credit and debt. If you need help with your credit, please go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. If you need your credit reports and scores, there's a link below. Go to your3scores.com. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. Share it. Post your comments. I answer all of the questions that people have. I thank people for the comments. If you're just saying thank you for the information, I really appreciate it. This is Stephen Williams, founder and president of thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you.